This is the first in a series of videos on math education for adults. We have compiled a list of the most common standardized tests and placement exams that you will probably take. So there it is. The first thing is the GED, that's the General Education Development. Then next, Task Assessing Secondary Completion, the High School Equivalency Test, the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery, the National Council Licensure Examination for Nursing, Test of Adult Basic Education, Health Occupation Basic Entrance Test, the Paraprofessional Assessment, and finally the Assessment and Learning in Knowledge Space. This is only a partial list. There are many more. The important thing is that these videos will prepare you for college entrance or enrollment in a vocational training. The final outcome will be a very well-paid job, entrance to the college of your choice, or even the launch of a new business. So let's review the subject most likely to be found in any of the placement or aptitude tests. The first one is arithmetics. It's the oldest branch of math. It's the Greek word meaning the art of numbers. It describes how numbers are structured and what operations are performed with them. Next is measurement. It's the art of finding the size or amount of something by comparing it to a unit. For example, to determine the length and width of a room, you can use a yardstick as a unit of length. To determine the weight of an object, you may use the pound as a unit of weight. Next, data analysis is the process of inspecting data with the goal of discovering useful information that will support effective decision making. The common tools are spreadsheets, line graph, circle graph, and bar graph. Below measurement, you have geometry. It's a Greek word meaning the measurement of land. Therefore, it is derived from measurement, obviously. Nowadays, it's the branch of mathematics concerned with the properties and relations of points, lines, shapes, and solids. Next to geometry and right below arithmetic is algebra. It originated in the Middle East thanks to an Arabic mathematician named Al-Khwarizmi. Algebra literally means to manipulate, to set equal in order to solve a problem. In modern times, it's concerned about patterns among numbers. To clearly illustrate these patterns, we use letters to represent numbers. Finally, at the bottom, you have the convergence of analytic geometry. Algebra and geometry. That's analytic geometry, the study of the properties of two-dimensional and three-dimensional objects by means of algebraic equations and formulas. It uses a system of perpendicular axes called a coordinate system to represent shapes and distances. This classification of subjects is based partly on the history of mathematics from number counting to abstract algebra and partly on pedagogical consideration. For example, you need to have a sound grounding in arithmetic to understand measurements. Measurements, in turn, will give you a good head start to comprehend geometry. As you can see, math knowledge is cumulative. Every concept are derived from previously learned concept. In conclusion, I hope you begin to see how mathematical knowledge is cumulative. You go from the simple to the complex and from the concrete to the abstract. It is our sincere conviction that as more videos are made available, you will gain a solid understanding of basic math. And now, let's get started with arithmetic.